Uh-huh. Now, boys and girls, who is listening? Who is listening? Well, isn't that
Special.
so happy to be here with you this morning, boys and girls? Everybody looks bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, which reminds me of a nice little fall song. Does everybody stand up? Okay, you ready? Get the little squirrel hands ready. Okay, here we go. Gray squirrel, swish your fluffy tail. And turn around. Gray squirrel, swish your fluffy tail. Turn back around. Very good. Hands by your side. Hands on your hips. Hands on your head. Hands on your shoulders. Hands by your side. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Shake it out. Smile at your teacher. And say, yes, Jordan. Her pocketbook bag? What kind of bag? Stole her favorite bag, did you say? Oh, okay. I am so sorry that happened to your mother. Okay? Will you tell her Miss Moody said she's very sorry that happened? What is this? That means 2 legs down. Safety first. Safety is the most important thing your family wants you to do. They want you to learn a lot, but first of all, they want you to be safe. And then they want you to learn so much. And Miss Moody has so much I want to teach you. Real quick, yes, Dobby. Oh, I have a lot of good friends that have birthdays on Halloween. In fact, the cook at our church, his birthday's on Halloween. I just realized that. Yeah, that's a lovely noise to teach by, isn't it? Let's go ahead and open up our phonics book. And, excuse me, I would like you to do this for Miss Moody. Okay. Now. That's not correct. Let's see something. You need to be on page 61. Let's first turn to 61. Yeah. Boys and girls, what we're focusing on today are words that end in a final E. And it makes a great deal of difference. Someone is talking over me. You can't both do that. So, if you don't mind letting me have my turn, thank you. What I'd like you to do is look at the first row of words. I just want to show you that first row, and then you're going to do some independent work. All right, row number 1. Now look at these words in your book as Miss Moody puts them on the board. This is not the right page. Boys and girls, I am so sorry. Miss Moody got discombobulated. Can anyone raise their hand and tell Miss Moody what discombobulated? Okay, Chandler? If Miss Moody got discombobulated, what does that that mean?
It means you got like a little confused.
Correct. I think we should use discombobulated as one of our bonus spelling words. You don't think about that.
That's a good
Yes.
one.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah, that's enough for yes.
Oh.
Definitely no thank you.
All right, here I am. Now, boys and girls, this is the same idea that we're talking about. What is this word, class? Mad. But watch, if I put an E, a final E, I don't have mad, I have what? Made. Whoa, Nelly. So the E on the end changes the whole word. Now the very first rule you should have learned in reading is when you have a little word with just one vowel in the middle, it's probably going to be short. Xavier, let's everybody put everything down and focus up here on Miss Moody's TV. If you have two vowels, you're going to get a long sound. Let's everybody stand up and say our rule with two vowels. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking, and the second one is you'll hear it. Now let's look at the other word we just wrote. What would this word be, class? H-O-P. What was H-O-P-E? S-L-I-D is what? N. But what about S-L-I-D-E? Right. Now, they want us, when we see a word that has a long O, we're going to circle it. If it has a long I, we're going to put a line under it. We're not going to be concerned so much today with long A words. Xavier, I would like you to turn around, sit up straight, pick up your pencil, and follow me. Now, on the first row, we're going to circle hope because it has a long O. Next, we're going to underline slide because it has a long I. Boys and girls, now that you're in the second grade, you should be able to follow instructions. I should not have to tell you everything to do. Do you understand what Miss Moody's saying?
No.
Okay, what I mean is, I'm going to tell you what to do. You're going to listen, and then you're going to do what Miss Moody instructed you to do. I would first of all like Malachi to read row 2. This is all we did to row 1. We circled hope and we underlined the word slide. Malachi, read row 2.
Read these slides,
Okay. This is cut. One little vowel. But this word you're looking at is this. What is it, Malachi? U. Right, long U. I always have to watch for how many vowels do you have. Boys and girls, remember, if it's 1, it's short. If it's 2, it's long and silent. Where are we? We're on row 2 on this page. Yes. Shouldn't do anything right now but listen to why the word cute is cute instead of cut. Now, all of this row we want to do is on row 2, find the word broke and circle it. Read row 3 for us, please, Brock.
race, place, mice, slice, page, huge.
Very good. Mice and slice have long I, so put a line under mice and a line under slice. listen to those long I words. Read row 4 for us, please, Corey.
Cake, cupcake, bone, backbone, pine, bone.
Right. For bone in row 4, circle bone and backbone. Compound word. And then for time and bedtime with our long I, we're going to put a line under it. Put a line under time and bedtime. Now go down to the row 5. Read that for us, please, Carson.
Cake, mistake, like, spit like, lie, fine.
Very good. Now look at the word like for row 5 and put a line under like. And then you have dislike. If you dislike something, Corey, what does that mean?
If you dislike something, that means that you don't like it.
You don't like it. That's right. Like and then dislike would be you really didn't like it. Now read row 6 for us, please, Xavier.
Teleport,
Telephone,
phone, no, light, escape, reptile,
Mike,
microscope,
microscope. Good, Samuel. And when you finish, you say, this is Oh, I'm sorry. Mrs. Moody has these glasses, and if anybody else has them, what do we need to do with these glasses? Wear them. Compete. Like when you compete about a race, compete to see who wins. On that row 6, we are going to circle what word? With the long O. Telephone. And then the other with the long O that sweet Xavier read was what? Micro. M-I-C-R-O-S-C-O-P-E.
Microsoft.
Ew, go to row 7. If I walk around here and you haven't circled these words and done what your job, Miss Media is going to be sad, sad, sad.
So it's snow. Wait. Snowflake is
Well, they're not counting that. I think they're talking about the last word, which is flake.
wait.
Let's go to number 7. James, read that for us.
Mrs. Moody.
And remember, we're underlining long I words. James, go ahead. Have,
And
or,
are
no, long I.
line
Right.
come done
Right. Boys and girls, come and done. Break the rules. Those are what we call sight words. We know that this is live because it's underlined. Live because it's underlined, and we're underlining long I words. But it could be live, like where do you live? Somebody's talking out without raising their hand. That's a no-no. Boys and girls, I hear some chairs that's very disruptive. Look up here a minute. Corey, listen. Y'all look. When you have a word like this, what's that? Right. Normally in a tiny word, O at the end is long. But we have words that break the rule. What is this word? Two. It should be toe, but it's not. What is this wonderful city in Italy? Oh, Rome. But what is this word, class? Bomb. It breaks the rules. That's why the English language is the hardest language to learn. You can learn Chinese, you can learn Spanish, you can learn German much, much quicker than you can ever learn English because it has so many times we break our own rules.
Which I don't get.
You just have to work hard at it, don't we? We just have to keep on working. Anyway, boys and girls, that's all we're doing to that page. But we have a sentence number 8. I'd like to ask Taylor to read sentence number 8. And what? How many words are we going to underline in sentence number 8? Don't tell them what they are, just tell them how many.
2.
Very good. All right, Taylor, read the sentence, sweetheart.
We will ride our bike to the lake.
We will ride our bikes to the lake. What 2 words do we need to underline that have the long I sound?
Ride and bike.
Very good. Let me ask you a question, James. Why did we not? Why didn't we? Whoever's making that whiskey, stop that, Chandler. Why didn't we underline will? James, W-I-L-L. We will.
It doesn't have a long eye.
Right. It has a short eye. Itchy, short
I,
eye.
but then it will.
Now, let's go ahead and ask Charlotte if she would please read the last sentence that we have.
He knocked me out of my chair.
Okay, look at that second word with that long O. What is it? He what? Look, it's got a long O and a silent E. He the O, right. He hopes to use his new stove to bake the cake. What 2 words, Charlotte, should we circle? That have a long O that says O. Very good. And stove. Circle those, guys. And now, tear this page out, and what we're going to do for homework on the other side is this. Be sure your name is at the tip top. Be real careful. Let's see. Tug down. Tug down. No, you always hold it here. Wait a minute. You have 2 pages. It feels like you do. See? Don't tear out 2. That's why I can hand down.
I'm pretty sure I only turned out bugaboo.
Boys and girls, repeat these words after me. Then, long, there, saw, was. And you're going to write those words twice, and then you're going to use the sentence for us, okay? And look at saw and was. Saw, and was is exactly flipped over, W-A-S. Lots of times children get those mixed up, and my suggestion is just keep looking at the beginning of the word, and that'll get you on the right track. Be sure you have your name on this. Open up your homework folder, stick it in there, put your phonics book away if it's still out, and open up your reading book. Oh, I'm so excited about the new story. Sally Ride was good, but it was sort of a hard story, wasn't it, with all those huge words. We had to work at that. And this story is just a delightful, entertaining story that I think you'll enjoy so much.
Pretend story.
Yes. So a pretend story would be nonfiction or fiction.
Non-fiction.
Fiction means, to me, the easiest way to remember it is fiction is like fake, not real.
Fake fiction. Fake fiction. We start fiction.
We'll see. All right, boys and girls.
Check that fake fiction.
1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. Thank you. Now, boys and girls, listen to me read. Miss Moody's turn to talk. You need to have quiet feet. In our book, boys and girls, listen to Miss Moody, please. What I want you to do is we're going to turn to rich and poor. This is a brand new unit that we're starting. I love these pictures. They're so pretty. And boys and girls, these appear to be watercolor. Not sure, what do you think? Miss Greer, is this watercolor or maybe just I don't
It
know.
looks like watercolor, especially the next story looks like watercolor.
Oh, let's turn the page and see. Oh, I love watercolor so much. And boys and girls, remember the illustrator is the person who does what?
What's the story?
No. Brock, listen, honey. That was a good guess. Give yourself a pat on the back. You want to phone a friend? Phone Brock for me. Brock?
It's the person who draws the picture.
Right. It's the artist. Sometimes the author that writes the story and the artist, the illustrator, are the same person. Wouldn't that be a talent to be able to write a story and be a great writer and to be a great artist too and draw the pictures? Maybe we'll make our own book in here one day and you'll show Miss Greer and Miss Moody what you can do. I bet it's great. I bet it is. All right, boys and girls, before we begin, I want to put just a couple of words on the board, and let you look at that. Now, how many of you remember the 3 sounds of E-A-R? Stand up and show Miss Moody. Air, ear, very good. Air, ear, remember that. Look at those words. Knowing that information, Walter, what would this word be? Earn. What does it mean to earn something? What you don't get it, if you earn it, you have to do what, Kari?
Not long.
If you at fair and you
Now that would be wedding. Chandler, earn what? Hollis. I mean, yeah, Hollis, that's right.
If I do choices, I earn a book.
And you know what? All of these are a little bit about what I'm talking about. But what, to earn something, Brayden, what do you have to do to earn it?
Something very good.
Well, Sterling,
Like if you listen to your mom, you like to do something.
true. And what did you have to do to get that privilege? You had to work at being good. So, how many of you get an allowance? I'm just curious. How many of you get money every week for something special that you want? Okay, excuse me, we don't talk about. Kylie, what do you have to do to get that allowance?
I have to like do the dishes and clean my bed and do everything.
So
Of chores.
she does chores, she does work to earn money, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, your parents have jobs and they do their job, their work, and they earn money so that they can buy the things that their family needs and just some things their family wants. So we're going to talk about earning something in this story. Xavier, maybe you could help us with the next word. Talking about EAR here. What would word be Xavier? If I wrote that D-I-S, would be what? Disappear. And we think about disappear this time of the year, don't we? Because we think of funny make-believe fiction characters like a ghost. It appears and it disappears, right? Because it's just make-believe fun. Now let's look at an unusual word. What is that word, please? Hollis, do you know this meat sometimes we eat on a biscuit?
Sausage.
Yes! And if we have more than one, which this meat always seems to have,
Sausages.
sausages makes it plural, doesn't it? That didn't sound like Hollis's voice saying sausages. I hope no one else answered for her turn. Now let's look at this word. Brock, I need to ask you something. The baby did cry. Last night the baby cried. How am I going to spell that, Brock? First I'm going to look at my secret code letter to see if it's a consonant, and it is. Cried. See what? E-D. Good job. Brock, why did you have to change your Y to an I?
Because there was a consonant in front of the Y.
And you were adding a suffix that begins with a vowel. Your suffix began with a vowel. But why can I just say crying? The baby's crying now, and I don't have to change it. Brock?
Because of love.
Because what?
Because of love.
Right, because of love. Give him a wow clap. If you do that too, give yourself a wow clap. Ivan G says, you know what? I'm so sweet and nice. You don't have to worry at all about changing me. Boys and girls, let's don't be late clappers, okay? Now, boys and girls, let's go ahead and get started with this story. It's just so sweet. Oh, wait a minute. I did think you need this word. What is this word, class? It's not oldest. New. A new. Yeah. A new car. That would be nice. Now, let's look at this word. Whoever keeps doing that, that's really not appropriate behavior. Not for second grade. We won't call any names. We're just letting you know. Let's not point fingers at people. Boys and girls, when you point at someone, one finger is pointing at them, but how many fingers are pointing back at you? 3. See that? Those 3 are pointing back to me. Don't point fingers at people. That's rude. You should never point at people unless you're playing a game where you're spinning around and it lands on somebody. Pointing is not a very polite. And we know that manners will take us. Right, that's right. What would this word be, please? Luke?
Jewel.
Jewels. What are jewels? Malachi, if somebody said, I'm going to give you some jewels, what would they be giving you? And what are jewels? Yes. I always think of jewels as if you, boys and girls, if you had this, let's see, if you opened it up and it had a big lock on it, and all of a sudden you looked inside this treasure chest and it was full of gold and diamonds and jewels and all kinds of wonderful shiny things. Jewels, right. And then this is, what word is this, Sterling? got a CK, got a short A. Back. What is the antonym or opposite of back, Sterling? Front, right. That O in front of that NT, you get a sound. All right, boys and girls, let's go ahead and give you a chance to look at pages. We'll just look, I think in the interest of time, let's just look at pages 66. They try to hide these page numbers, don't they, in the leaves and stuff. 66, 67. Let's just look over 66 and 67. Boys and girls, if you have a question about a word and you have tried to sound it out, you used your finger to cover up the end and start at the beginning, or you read the whole sentence and skipped it and came back to it, try all of those strategies that you have learned. And then, if you still don't know the word, you may raise your hand and Miss Judy or Miss Greer will help you sound that word out, okay? Say, yes, sweet Miss Judy, that I love so much. I always get about a fourth of the voice on that one. That's fine. Miss Judy loves y'all enough for both of us. I'm going to sit down for a second and see if anybody needs my help. Let's read those first 2 pages.
You already read those pages.
I read it again so that you don't miss any words. Reading this again. What? That was so good. Boys and girls, most fairy tales like to start with once upon a time. But years ago, Miss Vicky had a little girl in her classroom, and she was so cute. She just couldn't seem to get those words out, and she would always say, once upon a time. Once upon a time. So I always remember that cute little way she said that. Okay. Read for Miss Vicky a little bit, sweetheart. That is so air, ear, or earn? Earn, right. Enough. Okay, boys and girls, I think most of you have had a chance to get started and find out a little bit about these people. And cover up the end. That's, boys and girls, a lot of you are missing this word, and this is what we were talking about, dropping the final, changing the Y to an I. Boys and girls, look at this. Now, if you have the word carry, C-A-R-R-Y, and you have that consonant and then a Y, and I want to say, carry. This is cry, carry, C-A-R-R what? Class, I-E-D. Because of the secret code letter is a consonant. So to say carry, you have to change the Y to an I. When you're looking at a word like that, boys and girls, check the suffix out and see if there's a Y in front of the ED, an I in front of the ED. That means they changed that Y. They changed the base word from C-A-R-R-Y to C-A-R-R-I and added the ED. All right, let's go ahead and take that off our head because we're doing Course and Curl. And let's ask my friend and your friend, Wasim, to read the title and begin reading first for us this morning. That is so precious, and that is the name of the story. Woodcutters. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodcutter is an old profession, but we still have people who are woodcutters. And they'll load their trucks up with logs of wood, and they'll drive around, and they'll say, do you want to buy some wood for your fireplace? And some people have people they call every year when the weather starts to get really cold. They call and say, hello, Mr. Woodcutter, I need wood delivered to my home. And then they'll pay the woodcutter for a truckload of wood and stack it up in a good place in their yard. Then they have wood for their fireplace all winter long. So this man and woman both are what? What's their job? They're woodcutters. This is how they earn money. All right, start all over, please, Wasi. The 3 wishes. Okay, very good. Were these lazy people or did they work hard, Hollis?
They worked hard.
Yes, they worked long and they worked hard. How many days a week did they work, Bryce? Did they work one day or every day?
Every day.
Every day they went into the forest. Now, let's find out what they did, James. Read for us. They cut.
They cut down trees, cut them into logs, and carried the logs home to sell for firewood. But no,
Cover up the T.
I didn't
matter
matter how long and hard they worked. There were times that they did not hear
No.
their
Look at me, James. Air, ear, or what?
earn enough money to buy food to eat.
Right. That makes Miss Moody sad in her heart. Hollis, what are they saying about the hard-working man and woman who work every single day? And as hard as they work, sometimes they still don't have what, Hollis?
Money.
They
Enough
still-
money.
Right. And we need money for two things. To buy what? Why do we need money? Who can raise their hand? Okay, Wasim?
To buy food.
To buy the things we must have. Food and shelter, we must have that. And water, we have to have that. And clothing. And what is the other reason that we want to have money, Wasim?
To buy food and live.
Right?
So we can get water.
Well, to buy the things we want. Like, people want to have a car, don't they?
Yeah.
And guess what? How do we answer Miss Moody? Yes, what?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So people need money in order to buy the things they need to live. You have to have money for that. You also would like to have money so you can buy things like books, things that you enjoy.
Games.
So, start next for us. One day, Hollis.
One day while they were working in the forest, they noticed a huge oak tree. That tree is so big that we can cut many, many logs from it, said the woman. We could sell the logs for a lot of money.
Wow, a huge tree. It has so much wood on it. They could get a great deal of money if they cut that tree down, right, boys and girls?
Oh,
Oh, yeah. So let's look at the next page. Start reading there for us a little bit, please. Jordan?
The man raised his axe and swung at the tree as high as he could. No sooner did the axe hit the tree than the man and woman heard the saddest voice they had ever heard. Suddenly, a tiny woman was standing in front of them.
Whoa, very good. Let's think about that a minute. Chandler, cover your mouth when you yawn. Nobody wants to see your tonsils tap dance. Malachi, as soon as the axe hit the tree, as hard as the man could hit it, what happened? What happened, Walker?
He didn't get it.
What happened, Connie?
It fell down.
What happened, Sterling?
The saddest voice that they've ever
The
heard.
saddest voice they've ever heard. And what did that sad, sad voice say? Let's read that. Sterling, tell us what the saddest voice we've ever heard said. Oh, please.
They were so surprised they could not say anything. At first,
Five, Long Island. Oh,
agreed to leave
so the lady said, please don't cut down, what did she call the tree? My tree. Please don't cut down my tree. And they were so don't cut down my tree. And so they cut the tree down, or they told her they would not cut it down. They would not cut her tree down. That makes me happy. Does that make you feel happy too?
Yes.
Because they work so hard and sometimes they don't even have enough money for food. But yet, when the tiny, sad lady asked them, please don't cut my tree, they were good people, weren't they? They agreed they would not cut that tree down. That was nice, very nice of them. Do you understand that? Right, that was a selfless act. They were not being selfish, were they? All right, boys and girls, I've enjoyed being with you this morning so much. Yes, and maybe we could do one song real quick. What about stirring the brew? First, close your book and put it in down. And we enjoy all the fiction of Halloween. Halloween is just a fun time of imaginary, unreal things that are silly and funny, aren't they, boys and girls? Let's get a mean witch face on. Let's get our big black cauldron and a thick stick to stir our bubbly brew. Stirring and stirring and stirring the brew. Stirring and stirring and stirring the brew. Very good, boys and girls. I will see you tomorrow. Y'all have a nice lunch, okay?
This is scary. Remember what you did? He doesn't.
Yes, I do. Miss Liz. So Miss Liz did it for us. They said Miss Liz did it for us. Stirring the brew, and she went, boo!
Why did you run so you can just jump on that desk? So it's not even mine. It's 1 minute away. 1 second away. That was rock.
I knew it was you all the time.
So why do you do it? Okay, that line, that's a signal. Boys and girls, that is a signal.
Why did you tell me
You're too loud. Okay, when Miss Patrick comes in, she's going to say silent lunch.
What is this?
So warning. Okay, boys and girls, if you want to talk at lunch, you need to lower your voices.
I got half apple.
Hey, boys and girls, warning. Warning.
What is this?
On
What is that?
rock. Okay.
Where is
Oh my God.